Welcome back to Hannity. So earlier today, 2016 GOP presidential frontrunner Donald Trump delivered a major speech on foreign policy. In case you missed it, here are some of the highlights.
My foreign policy will always put the interests of the American people and American security above all else. America first will be the major and overriding theme of my administration. Our military dominance must be unquestioned, and I mean unquestioned, by anybody and everybody. Our goal is peace and prosperity, not war and destruction. The best way to achieve those goals is through a disciplined, deliberate, and consistent foreign policy. With President Obama and Secretary Clinton, we've had the exact opposite.
Here with analysis tonight, the author of Defeating Jihad, The Winnable War, Dr. Sebastian Gorka, as well as one of Trump's foreign policy advisors, Fox News terrorism analyst Walid Phares. Dr. Gorka, let me start with you, and I agree with you. We can defeat ISIS. One of the things Trump said is we're too predictable, that he's not going to telegraph what the strategy is going to be, but he will hit them and hit them hard. That would be a shift in foreign policy. Oh, we're going to war. It's only a matter of time. Remember the buildup, for example, to the Iraq war.
Yes, absolutely. And for full disclosure, as the FEC has filed, I did advise Mr. Trump last year, but my wife is actually on Senator Cruz's national security team. So I've been waiting a long time for this speech. The fact is this would be a sea change, but still I don't see enough meat here on the bone. And the speech he gave today is in various places ultimately contradictory. So whether it's nuclear weapons, I'll stand with...
Well, he said he's going to build up our nuclear weapons. He will rebuild our defenses. He talked about China,
right.
Russia, radical Islam, terrorists, ISIS. Where was the contradiction?
Let me give you a couple of examples. Look, the first one is we're going to build up our nuclear forces because they're so important. And then he talks about how nuclear weapons are so horrific. Well, which is it? Secondly, he says we're going to stand by our agreements, but we're going to rip up the Iranian deal. Well, which is it? And then he talked about his
he's talking about with our allies versus an enemy. I think that's fairly obvious, right?
Well, yeah, but he talked about trust, trust, trust. Trust us and our word stands. Well, which is it? Does our word stand or doesn't it? And on top of that, the whole relationship with
let me go to Walid.
People have to...
Yeah, but this is important. But I think he's, my interpretation, he was distinguishing between how we treat our enemies and whether or not people will be our real allies. That was my interpretation. What's yours?
Absolutely, that's the case. He was very clear in where it begins, the genesis, the security of the American people, the interest of the American people, and he was very clear where we're going. Unlike the Obama-Clinton administration, which failed in Libya, failed in Iraq, failed in Syria, and maybe now in Yemen. So what Mr. Trump is trying to say, we need to revise these strategies, we need to revise these policies over the past 7 to 8 years, but also over the past 20 years. And as you just said, Sean, the issue with regard to ISIS, you have to have a decision to dismantle, not to contain. That's a 3 miles wide difference with the current administration. With regard to the Iran deal, this is a deal basically that is harming the region, and of course you're going to revise it. You're not going to revise and dismantle NATO.
I'm running out of time. Dr. Gorka, did you view this as presidential? You say you want more meat on the bone, but a good step for you?
Well, I was impressed by his ability to read a teleprompter. But again, are we going to stand by Israel? Are we going to rip up our deals
yes.
or stand by them?
He was very clear on Israel.
Yeah, but he also said what? He said our allies must defend themselves, no more freeloaders. Well, which is it? Are we going to stand by and assist Israel, or is everybody going to have to defend themselves? So it's a different quality of speech. It's an improvement.
Walid, we'll give you the last word. What did you think?
Well, the criticism flies from one point to another and doesn't see in between. He is the only one who spoke about the ideology of radical Islamism should be addressed and mentioned the actual organization, the Muslim Brotherhood. I think this is 100 miles more advanced than the past.
We got to leave it there, guys. Boy, we could talk about this all night. Thank you both.